Hey there, it's Aaron, and it is a little after, well, it's close to 10:30. This is a video I've been meaning to make for some time. What I'm going to talk about are box sets, but they're not necessarily box sets. They're kind of smaller. I'll show you what a box set looks like, alright, just from my collection here. This Beatles 2009 Stereo Remasters. This is a box set. This is a little bit smaller. The Doors 1999 remasters. I mean, it's a little smaller, but this is a box set as well. You wouldn't think of something like this or this as a box set. If you're like me and you browse for music a lot on Amazon, you may have seen these pop up in your search results or while you're browsing for music. Like customers also bought, so forth. So you may have seen these sort of little sets, original album classics, original album series, like, what are these? Well, they're box sets, but then again they're not. I like to call these budget sets, because on average with these things you're getting 3 to 5 albums for at least $20 or less. A lot of these record labels, they have their own sets. There are different names for them. Original album classics, original album series, the Chrysalis years. So I'm going to make a video about all of them, at least the ones I have. Alright, so the first one I'm going to start here with is the one I have the most of, original album classics. Now I think all these are coming from Sony labels, so RCA, Columbia, Epic, Arista. Yeah, these are all Sony Music. Yeah, it says on Sony Music labels, so this is their set. Now with original album classics, they sometimes have 3 albums, but I think most of the time they have 5 albums per set. Now the ones that I have are as follows. The only one I have that has 3 discs, and I think this was the very first one I got, the Scorpions. This one includes Entrance, Virgin Killer, and Taken by Force. Now what you get here is sort of a replica of a vinyl record, but it's not like a mini LP that you would get in something fancy like, let me show you with the Doors here. Like this 1999 box set of the Doors. Let's take LA Woman here. The album's known for having this sort of, this cover here with the lens and whatnot. And when you take out the sleeve, it's clear. So when in subsequent reissues, they would just have the band on a yellow background. So it's like stuff like that. They try to mimic or replicate the vinyl record's packaging. With this, you're not getting that. It's just a piece of cardboard with a disc in it. Alright, no booklets, no liner notes, although they do give you a website for liner notes, which does not work anymore, but you can just go on Wikipedia and look these up. So the discs come in these, they're cardboard sleeves here. You take them out, and yeah, it's not the best padding for a disc, but you could just put them in like if you have like some spare CD cases, just put them in there, and I think the 3-disc ones sell for some $10 or $12. Alright, next up here, Patti Smith, original album classics. This one has 5 discs, and this one covers her first 5 albums in her discography. Those albums being Horses, Radio Ethiopia, Easter, Wave, and Dream of Light. Next up here, Ted Nugent. This has, I can't say his first 5 albums. It has his self-titled album, Free For All, Cat Scratch Fever, Weekend Warriors, and Scream Dream. Now, there's an album missing in between, and I think there's an album that came between Weekend Warriors and Scream Dream. And that album is, I think it's called State of Shock. So for whatever reason, that album may not be in the set. Right, next up, Mountain. With Mountain, you get Climbing, Nantucket Sleigh Ride, Flowers of Evil, Twin Peaks, and Avalanche. Alright, this is a fun one. Harry Nilsson. This one comes with a couple of albums here. If you notice here, they're all out of order. I put them in the correct order in the box here. The correct order would be Aerial Ballet, Harry, Nilsson Schmilsson, Son of Schmilsson, and a little touch of Schmilsson in the night. Alright, now the order they have it in here is Nilsson. You get like, where's Aerial Ballet? That one should be first, then that one, then this one, then that one. I don't know why they don't put them in order. I don't get it. One of the downsides of these sets, it can be best shown here with the Harry Nilsson set. You might come into a case where you may not like one or two of the albums. In this case, one of the albums here I'm just really not, I don't find myself listening to a lot. And that album is a little touch of Schmilsson in the night. Well, if you must know about this one, it's him doing the American Songbook, which Rod Stewart would do many, many years later. He was one of the first guys to do this. One of the first, I guess, rock artists to do this. I really wish they had included The Point, which is the soundtrack to a TV movie that he wrote and made, which I have amongst my collection. I got that soon after buying this, but yeah, sometimes they, like with the Ted Nugent set, they may not include a couple of albums for various reasons, so that's one of the downsides. They may give you an album that you may not be too crazy about. I saved this one for last because of the packaging. For a couple years now, they've had different packaging for these sets, and they reissued a few of them with this packaging. And it's all white, which there's nothing wrong with it. It's nice, but I don't know, they changed it for whatever reason. And this is the one of Jefferson Airplane here. And this set comes with their first 4 studio albums and a live album. So it comes with Jefferson Airplane Takes Off, Surrealistic Pillow, After Bathing at Baxter's, Crown of Creation, and the live album would be Blessed's Pointed Little Head. So the next one I want to go into is original album series. This is, I think, on the Warner Brothers label, because you're getting labels like Rhino, Elektra, Sire. As for the sets that I have, I showed this in the beginning of the video. The replacements. This one has their first 5 albums, which are Sorry Ma, Forgot to Take Out the Trash, Hoot Nanny, Let It Be, Tim, and Pleased to Meet Me. Now with these, it's the same idea. They're all in cardboard cases, but with this one, they, for some reason or another, they color code them. So this one's in red, this one's in blue. I mean, they put some sort of color around it, which, I don't know. And then it's the color of the disc. I'll show with the first album here. With the first 2 at least. See? Since that one's red, this one's red. Next one I have here is by X, Los Angeles punk band. I should note about the replacements. This is their newest packaging. It's just a solid color with the band's name on it. Whereas with the older ones, they have a picture of the band on it. I don't know why. But this one covers the discography of X, specifically their first 5 albums. And they only have 7 albums, so you can just go get the other 2, which I did. So I got them separately. So this one has their first 5 albums, and those albums are Los Angeles, Wild Gift, Under the Big Black Sun, More Fun in the New World, and Ain't Love Grand. The other one I have here, The Monkees. This has their first 5 albums here. And those albums are their self-titled album, More of the Monkees, Headquarters, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Limited, and The Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees. Yeah, it's a great set. I got this shortly after Davy Jones passed. In fact, there is a video review of this set on my YouTube channel from about 5 years ago, so you can go check that out if you want. And learn more about this. All right, the next ones I want to get into here are, they're kind of different from the sets that I just showed you, but I would still count them. In fact, they later went on to become one of these original album series or original album classic sets. The first one I want to show here is 10 years after, the Chrysalis years. Now, you may see a couple of these albums floating around where it's the band's name, and then it says the blank years, the blank being filled in by the record label's name. So you make it the Harvest years, and so on. So with 10 years after, they were signed to Chrysalis Records. The difference between this and something like this is that they spread the albums out across a number of discs. This has 5 albums in total, but they're put on 3 discs altogether. As for the albums that come with this set, the correct pronunciation would be shh, but I like calling it shush. So I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. Third album from 1969, Cricklewood Green, Watt, A Space and Time, and Rock and Roll Music to the World. Alright, next up is UFO. The Chrysalis years, 1973, 1979. This one has 6 albums, and those albums are Phenomenon, Force It, No Heavy Petting, Lights Out, Obsession, and Strangers in the Night. Now, this is a case in which you get a lot of bonus tracks here. Not only do you get the albums, but you get like the concerts from the band, not entire concerts, but a couple of numbers, BBC sessions. I mean, they're single edits, like it comes with everything that you can imagine there. Alright, and there's 2 other sets here I have that have, well, one of them has their own series and the other is sort of a one-off deal. I have this here, Hawkwind, and it's a set called 4 Albums, and this comes from EMI. So this is their budget set series, 4 albums. And this is a really good set. It gives you the, well, not the first, I don't know if these are the first 4 Hawkwind studio albums, but you get their self-titled album, In Search of Space, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, and Hall of the Mountain Grill. This set, this last one I have to show, kind of ties in with all of the other ones here, so I'm going to show it anyway. And that is the 13th Floor Elevators, the albums collection. And this has everything that they recorded. Now with this set, you get these albums: Psychedelic Sounds of the 13th Floor Elevators, Easter Everywhere, Live, and Bull of the Woods. So that covers it. Now again, this isn't everything that's out of these sets. There's a lot more out there. If you want to go on Amazon, type up Original Album Series, Original Album Classics, you can do that, look through the results. If you see an artist that you like, or that you may want to get a bunch of albums by, go ahead and select it, add it to the wish list, or add it to the cart, you know, to come back to it later. Yeah, I really like these. I know these sets might frustrate some music purists, like, you know, the record labels are just making money on reissuing the same thing over and over again, but I am all for this. These sets can serve as a gateway to just one artist. Alright, that's it for me. So, thanks for watching, and bye.